Welcome back to the channel. Now today will be a little different. I normally like to review and chat things on the horror topic with y'all. Speaking my true thoughts, and maybe you agree with my opinions or maybe you don't. In reality though, maybe today's topic isn't so different from my horror channel. Because today I'm going to chat with y'all about bullying. And that is really happening, and that actually can be truly scary stuff. But if you're ready, let's get started here. Alright, so how this idea got started was by me going on YouTube. And on my recommendation list, there was a video on bullying. And every time I came back on YouTube, there would be something new, and I kept on clicking until one day I'm like, man, this issue is too huge. I know that there's bullies. I've lived it. I've been bullied. It started my last year in elementary school, and it moved on a little into my middle school years. Again, I know there was bullying. No surprise there. But hearing so much about it and hearing about all the damage it has caused, like cyberbullying, and the major problem as well thanks to bullying, suicide. If you have Facebook, you know how things work on there, like this feature memories, where you see things from throughout the years you posted. So here you can see 9 years ago, I posted a thought on bullies. I've said that it needs to stop. So you know that I've always felt a certain way about bullying. I have here to show everyone who decides to click on my videos 3 short clips that I decided to put together on here, and some examples on stuff that has happened and what I've thought about it watching it. Alright guys, so here's the first clip I'm going to show y'all.
A 12-year-old classmate jumped to her death a month ago, and Anna Werner has more.
Police say Rebecca jumped off a tower near her home after writing friends, "I am jumping. I can't take it anymore." We spoke to her mother, Tricia Norman, last month.
This was a new level for me. I've heard stories about suicide that involved hanging, but look at that little girl. She was 12, she looked friendly, she looked nice. And the 12-year-old says it was to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. Now I want to highlight this to you. A 12-year-old chose as her way out was to jump to her death from such a high place. Like I said, I've always heard about hanging or something like that. And not that it's any better, but the other common suicide was maybe a gunshot to the head, but a 12-year-old jumping to her death, that's new to me, honestly. And that is truly horrible. But there is more cruelty in clip number 2.
Freddie Avila says his daughter Rosalie hung herself and left a letter for him to find, saying she couldn't take being bullied anymore. But even after news spread that Rosalie committed suicide, family says students still made fun of her, posting this image of her face near a grave online, mocking her death.
So hard. It's just so mean to just do that. It's not funny. You know, it's not funny to see that image of your daughter and to be mocked like she's crap, and she's not. That's my daughter.
We have another young girl commit suicide, and in my experiences, I always felt like when the victim of bullying starts crying, or in many cases commit suicide, then that is when the bullying finally stops. Maybe like there's no need to bully anymore, or they finally got a reaction, and well, know that enough is enough. But these bullies here, even in the death of this victim, for sure out of this world, they still bullied this girl and was now hurting her family. I was speechless. Like, how could they not have the heart to stop what they were doing after all of that? This is disgusting. Bullying in general is already horrible. But to continue to bully someone after their death is horrible and plain wrong. Come on. especially if it was caused by you. So I have just one more clip to show on here before we wrap up the video here.
Their 12-year-old daughter took her own life after they say she was targeted by her classmates on social media. Now they're demanding accountability. Here's Nightline co-anchor Dan Harris.
Anyways, Mallory Grossman was a typical 12-year-old. She loved gymnastics, cheerleading, and going camping with her family.
Mallory to me is the little girl.
But then on June 14th, near the end of her 6th grade year, Mallory took her own life because her parents say she was a victim of bullying.
The only thing that they said was, we're investigating it, we'll look into it, I know your frustration. And Mallory left there feeling so depleted. She just said, you just made it worse. She's like, you don't know these girls. You've just made it worse.
She was upset.
She was
Very
exhausted.
upset.
I don't think she felt safe. I think that she was just really sad.
And was it that day that she died?
Yeah, approximately 4 hours later.
This small device can be a lethal weapon in the hands of the wrong child. She was even told, why don't you kill yourself?
For now, what we know is that the heartbreaking story these parents tell is one we have heard before and sadly one we are likely to hear again. That the heartbreaking story these parents tell is one we have heard before and sadly one we are likely to hear again. That the heartbreaking story these parents tell is one we have heard before and sadly one we are likely to hear again.
Now, the reason you saw that last scene 3 times at the end is because there is a sad, sad truth that I agree on. Suicide due to bullying is something heard of before, and unfortunately, I think we will be hearing about it again and again. The school says they will look into it and are investigating it. And I again am speaking from my own personal experience. I personally feel, for the most part, not always maybe, but for the most part, schools, teachers, the staff, they don't care, or they don't try hard enough, or don't start anything until it's too late. Again, I say this opinion from my own experience. Like really guys, it's wild. Schools will do almost nothing when a child gets bullied. Yet, they go insane when a little bit of skin is showing or a hat is worn indoors. What do y'all think? Sound familiar? That is their main trigger right there. Little bit of skin showing or a hat indoors. Again, from my very own experience. Yeah guys, these were sweet young little girls. Friendly. And I really feel for the parents. I can't imagine this happening to my nephews or nieces. These aren't the only stories on the news. Sadly, there is way more out there on the news. I only decided to talk about these first 3 that I had seen. It doesn't happen to just girls, it happens to both girls and boys. Children of all ages, not just the 12 or 13-year-olds. But I feel like that is when it usually the bullying starts, and that's actually around the time where it happened to me. Well, around 11 years old. But yeah, everybody, I hope we can be nice to each other. Let's not put others down for amusement. If you're a kid, teenager, adult, let's stick up for a victim and simply let the bully know that behavior isn't okay with everyone. That's the end of the chat, guys. If you watched to the end, I appreciate the support. I hope I could relay a sort of message here, and remember, you can always feel safe and welcomed to chat here. If you haven't seen my last video or the videos before that, go check them out. Give them a like, comment, subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it. And I truly hope that you all take care. And remember everybody, stay safe out there.